Welcome back to Miss K Glamour. Today we are talking about the jewelry trends worth keeping, not chasing, in 2026. There is a quiet irony in today's culture of constant newness. Trends appear faster than meaning. A shape becomes fashionable this week, then fades next month, while the reasons it mattered never had time to settle. Most trends disappear quickly. They flicker, then vanish into archives or forgotten shopping carts. But a few endure. They remain not because they shouted the loudest, but because they held something deeper. They held clarity, usefulness, or an idea that survives the rush of seasons. We will explore the styles that transcend cycles, the pieces that elegant women wear because they understand form, proportion, and balance. Not because a magazine declared them trendy this month. In museums, in private lounges, in quiet corners of galleries, you can observe this shift. Jewelry that looks familiar, calm, deliberate. It does not declare a date. It simply belongs to the person wearing it. This is a conversation about longevity, about refinement, about choosing well rather than accumulating more, about jewelry that carries meaning even when its moment in the spotlight has passed. So let us begin with what truly matters. Not what is merely loud. Let us see jewelry through the lens of form, scale, and presence. And let us consider 2026 not as a year of frantic novelty, but as a moment to choose wisely. First trend worth keeping: sculptural gold earrings with restraint. The first style to hold on to is sculptural gold earrings that keep restraint at their core. Not dramatic extremes, not novelty shapes designed to shock. Rather, pieces that speak through line and structure. Why this lasts is because gold has always been inherently valuable. But value alone is not enough to create a lasting style. What matters is how gold is used. Sculptural earrings succeed because they emphasize form over decoration. They outline or frame the face with clarity. Their shape is intentional. Their weight feels substantial, yet they don't overwhelm. They last because they read as architectural rather than decorative. The viewer understands their logic. They echo the geometry found in architecture, furniture, or even well-edited writing. They don't need color changes, stones, or logos to remain relevant. How elegant women actually wear them. In daily life, women who dress with quiet authority choose a single sculptural earring style and repeat it. They don't change because a new shape appears in a seasonal catalog. They may add or subtract another small piece, but the core earring remains the same. At gallery openings or in hotel lobbies, you might see a woman wearing these earrings with a simple black or ivory outfit. The earrings support the face without demanding attention. The outfit remains calm, yet the architecture of the earrings gives the woman a presence that feels deliberate. In travel wardrobes, sculptural gold earrings offer a near-universal solution. They work with a linen dress, with a tailored blazer, with a knit top. Because their shape is clean, they hold their own whether the rest of the outfit is soft or structured. Moving to proportion, placement, and repetition. The success of sculptural earrings depends on proportion. They should be sized to match the wearer's bone structure and the neckline of the clothing. A broad, structured earring might pair beautifully with a square neckline or a collar that opens wide. A more delicate sculptural curve could suit a narrow neckline or a finer knit. Placement matters too. The earrings should sit close enough to the jawline that they frame, not float. When they hang too low, they risk becoming a decoration rather than a companion to the face. When they sit at the right height, they guide the eye upward and create a sense of uplift. Repetition builds a signature look. A woman who repeats these earrings becomes recognizable. Her style does not depend on constant newness. It depends on familiarity that feels refined. Perfect. Continuing in the same voice, depth, and restraint. Refined chain necklaces, worn close to the body. The chain necklace has existed in nearly every era, yet its relevance has never depended on decoration. What endures is not the chain itself, but how it is worn. The necklaces worth keeping in 2026 sit close to the body. They follow the natural line of the collarbone rather than dropping dramatically into the outfit. Their power comes from intimacy rather than display. These chains aren't layered aggressively. They are rarely stacked. Instead, they are chosen once and worn often. They become familiar, almost unnoticed, which is precisely why they work. In real life, you see these necklaces on women seated quietly at cafe tables in museums, coats open just enough to reveal a simple line of metal at the neck. You notice them on travelers wearing fine knits and scarves, the chain catching light only when the body moves. Why this style lasts is simple. The neckline is one of the most expressive areas of the body. Jewelry that rests there becomes part of how a woman is perceived up close. When the piece is refined and minimal, it enhances presence rather than distracting from it. Elegant women choose chain necklaces with weight and fluidity. They avoid excessive shine or embellishment. The chain must move naturally with the body, neither rigid nor flimsy. Placement matters. Too low and it becomes decorative. Too tight and it feels constrained. The ideal chain feels inevitable, as if it belongs exactly where it rests. Repetition turns this necklace into a signature. When worn consistently, it becomes inseparable from the wearer's image. This familiarity is what gives the piece its authority. Minimal cuffs and bangles with weight and intention. Bracelets reveal more about taste than almost any other piece of jewelry. They sit in constant motion, visible during conversation, gesture, and rest. Because of this, restraint becomes essential. The cuffs and bangles worth keeping in 2026 are minimal, but never weak. They carry weight. They feel deliberate. They don't jingle or announce themselves with movement. Elegant women often choose one bracelet and stop there. A single cuff worn daily. A bangle that feels almost like part of the wrist. The repetition creates continuity. In gallery spaces, you might notice a woman resting her hand on a chair back, a simple cuff catching the light without sparkle. In everyday settings, these bracelets appear alongside watches or alone, never competing, always composed. Why this style lasts is tied to behavior. Jewelry that moves excessively draws attention to itself. Jewelry that sits calmly allows the woman to remain the focus. Proportion is crucial. The bracelet should match the scale of the wrist and the overall silhouette of the outfit. Heavier fabrics and tailoring can support a bolder cuff. Lighter clothing benefits from slimmer forms. These pieces endure because they communicate confidence. They suggest that nothing else is needed. Timeless studs with architectural presence. Stud earrings are often underestimated because they are small. But small does not mean insignificant. The studs worth keeping are architectural rather than ornamental. Their shape is intentional. Their surface is clean. They are felt more than noticed. You see these earrings on women who don't change jewelry daily. They wear the same studs to meetings, dinners, travel days, and cultural events. The consistency becomes part of their identity. Why these studs last is rooted in their versatility. They work with every hairstyle. They suit formal and informal settings. They never overpower, yet they never disappear completely. Placement matters. The stud should sit comfortably on the ear, neither too tight nor too loose. Its scale should align with the face, not compete with it. Elegant women repeat these studs without hesitation. They trust them. That trust removes decision fatigue and allows the woman to remain present. This is jewelry that does not interrupt. It supports. A quiet detail that changes everything. The importance of clean gold and silver. There is one detail that rarely appears in trend conversations, yet it quietly separates elegance from approximation. Clean jewelry. Gold and silver only look timeless when they are cared for. Tarnish, residue, dullness, or buildup disrupt the clarity of even the most beautiful piece. What was once intentional begins to feel neglected. Elegant women understand this instinctively. They keep their jewelry clean, not out of obsession, but out of respect for form. A polished surface reflects light properly. Lines appear sharper. Weight feels purposeful again. You will notice this in real life. At museum openings, the gold is warm, not cloudy. In everyday settings, silver catches light softly rather than appearing gray or tired. Nothing looks overly polished, but nothing looks forgotten. This is part of why certain pieces endure. Maintenance preserves intention. Cleaning jewelry is not about making it look new. It is about allowing it to look as it was designed to look. Honest, clear, complete. When gold and silver are cared for, they stop feeling seasonal. They return to being timeless. Jewelry that emphasizes line, scale, and balance. The final category is less about a specific piece and more about a principle. Jewelry that lasts emphasizes line, scale, and balance rather than decoration. It works in harmony with the body. It respects proportion. It understands negative space. This kind of jewelry feels inevitable. It doesn't rely on trend references. It doesn't seek novelty. It exists quietly alongside the wearer. In everyday elegance, you see this in how jewelry complements posture and movement. Pieces align with the natural lines of the body. They don't fight the silhouette. They enhance it. Why this approach endures is because it mirrors good design in every discipline. Architecture, writing, art. The best work removes excess until only what matters remains. Elegant women instinctively choose jewelry that follows this logic. They aren't interested in decoration for its own sake. They want harmony. One quiet bonus, worth keeping, repeat before you replace. There is one final habit that elegant women practice without ever naming it. They repeat before they replace. When a piece of jewelry works, they don't retire it simply because something new appears. They allow it to become familiar, seen, remembered, part of how they are recognized. This repetition creates continuity. It tells the world that the woman trusts her choices, that she doesn't require constant novelty to feel current. Jewelry gains power through repetition. A chain worn daily becomes a signature. A pair of earrings seen again and again begins to feel intentional rather than incidental. Over time, the piece stops being an accessory and becomes part of the woman herself. This is why truly elegant jewelry never feels outdated. It has lived long enough to belong. Jewelry trends worth keeping aren't discovered through constant searching. They are chosen through observation. The pieces that endure don't ask for attention. They earn trust through repetition, restraint, and proportion. They integrate into a woman's life rather than dominating it. To curate rather than accumulate is a decision, one rooted in confidence, one that favors clarity over excess. In 2026, the most relevant jewelry won't be the newest. It will be the most considered, the most lived in, the most aligned. This is Miss K Glamour, where elegance is a standard, not a performance. If this perspective resonates with you, subscribe, like this video, and join me here for more timeless inspiration.